Today I'm going to be showing you how to shorten separating zippers. These are the kind of zippers that open fully at the bottom, like for a jacket or our new Storm full zip up sweatshirt pattern. I will be showing you how to shorten a metal tooth, nylon coil, or plastic tooth zipper. A separating zipper is the kind of zipper that fully opens at the bottom, and then you can insert the pin into the box and slide the slider up to fully zip it again. This is the kind of zipper you use on a full zip jacket or sweatshirt. When you're shortening a separating zipper, you need to shorten your zipper from the top. You have to be able to remove the teeth, maintain the zipper tape for sewing, and put a new stopper on if you've removed it. Today I'll be showing you a method of how to do that on each of these three types of zippers. You will need some tools for shortening your zipper. You don't need all of these tools for every type of zipper, but depending on what kind of zipper you're shortening, you will need some. Here I have an erasable fabric pen, or you can use tailor's chalk, scissors that are not my fabric scissors. I prefer small scissors for this. Pliers, needle nose pliers work well. I'm using my Leatherman tool, a flathead screwdriver, a lighter, and some nippers. You won't need all of these for all the zippers, but you will need some tools no matter what you're doing. You can watch and see for each type of zipper what we're going to need. I've unzipped my zipper all the way so that I'm only working with one side. Plastic tooth zippers are fairly easy to shorten. All you need to do is pull the teeth off with a pair of pliers. I prefer pliers that have some ridges here. If it's completely smooth there, it actually is a little harder to grip the teeth. So you can use some that have a little bit of a grip there, makes it even easier. Then all you need to do is grip a tooth with your pliers, hold your zipper tape pretty tight, and pull it off. Easy. After you've pulled off your teeth, flip your zipper tape over and you'll find that there's sometimes just a little bit left right here. You can either pick those off with your fingers or you can use your pliers to just pick that the rest of the way off. Then you just need to do that all the way up. So you can see now that I've removed all the teeth between my two lines. So I'm all ready to apply a new stopper. And I'm going to show you how to do that at the end of this video after I show you how to remove the teeth on the two other types of zippers. This is a nylon coil zipper, and the method for shortening a nylon coil zipper is a little bit different because the teeth are one coil. It's not. So this is just a little scrap from a zipper I've already shortened, but the method's the same. What I like to do is, I'm just going to start kind of somewhere in the middle since that's what you'll be doing. You just got to get your scissors in there, and I'm using these really small scissors. It's easier to work with than big scissors. Make sure you're not using your fabric scissors. And you're just going to start off by clipping the first coil or two. It can be easier to do this starting a little further up, so you can start up above that line that you need and do a couple extra up above it to make it easier to fit your scissors in there. There we go. Then what I can do is take my small scissors and work them up into the coils, and then I can start clipping them a few at a time. And I'll just do that however far I need. Once I've clipped my coils with my scissors, I have part of it done, and now I just need to get it the rest of the way. So what I'm going to do is I'll take those coils that I just cut and I'm going to push them towards the tape, and it'll be a little hard to see in this video, but when you do it yourself, you'll see exactly what I mean. When you push them, you'll see them. So you can kind of see those little loops. You'll push it that way, and then it's really easy to see them because you've loosened them some. Then all you need to do is take your pliers and pull them out. The first couple are always a little bit trickier because you have to kind of fit them down in there. But once you get it started, it gets really easy to do. You'll just go in there, grab it with your pliers, There we go. See? And then they just start pulling out just like that. You might find that right at the end you have a coil that doesn't just pop out easily. It sticks out because it's still attached on one side. So then you'll just take your scissors and you'll just trim right there, right up against it, and it'll be nice and smooth there. And if at any point you feel like the tape got a little frayed or snagged anywhere from your scissors or your pliers, it's no big deal. Just grab your lighter and burn the edge right there. Now your nylon zipper is ready for a new stopper. For a metal zipper, it's harder to pull the teeth off with pliers than it is for a plastic zipper. So I prefer to use cutters like this. You can go in there. It's a little bit harder and it takes more time, but you just grab them and you can either cut them like that, or you can kind of pry them off one at a time by working them up and off the tape. Just go slow, take your time with it. You'll get them all off like that. One little tip I'll show you, because you can see how easily those came off once I was working with them. Sometimes if you cut them this way, like you'll see that the end of the tooth came off, this one right here, but not the part that wraps around. That's where this tool is so handy. You can grab it this way, like that, and grip it. And then when you go to pull it, the rest of it comes off so easily. And again, just like the other zippers, if you feel like at any point you accidentally grabbed the tape and you're going to have some fraying or something, just take your lighter and burn the end just a little bit. Now it's gorgeous and ready to apply a new stopper. Okay, so on this side of this zipper, I went ahead and removed the stopper so I could put it back on to show you. A metal stopper will look like this, like a little U going around the tape. You can buy replacement stoppers. You can buy whole kits for this, and it's really easy to use. Mostly I use thread to make a new stopper, but if you want to replace your metal stopper, if you have one of these and you want to use it again, the key is you have to open it back up so you can stick it back on the tape. So to put the stopper back on, you have to open it up. So normally what I would do is I would use a cutting board or a piece of wood, something you can push pretty hard on. But you can see that this stopper, it's like a little U shape, but the U is pretty tightly closed. I just pulled it off the tape. So what you have to do is open it up. So what I do is I take my flathead screwdriver and I'm gonna basically push it into that U shape. And how I do this, and it's gonna be a little tricky to show you here on this surface, but you'll get the idea. How I'm gonna do this is I will lay the stopper on its side. Like that. You can kind of see the U shape there. And then I will take my screwdriver and I'm going to put it into the little U straight down in there and then push really hard. Okay, now you can see that I've pushed it in there just enough that it's kind of stuck on there. So I'll just push that open with, you know, something like this just to get it started. Now, if this is all you have, you can keep working it open with that. But once I have it a little more open like that, I actually find, again, this tool so handy. I can put the stopper onto the edge of it and then I can press it open. So you can see now it's nice and open. It'll be really easy for me to put back on the zipper. Okay, so I'll just put that around my zipper tape right above my first tooth. And I'm going to use my pliers. Make sure it's right where I want it, and I'll pinch it tight. And now it's on. So while you can replace the stopper, my preferred method is actually just use thread. So going back to this plastic one, this will work for nylon, plastic, or metal. You can use a needle and thread, which I will show you how to do, or you can also do it on your sewing machine by sewing a bar tack or just like a back and forth in place zigzag stitch so that the stitch goes through here and then drops off to the side here so that it's wrapping the edge. I like to start my stitch, whether I'm using a needle and thread or my sewing machine, right about here. And you'll just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, enough that it's thick enough that when you slide that stopper up, it's not going to come off. My sewing machine has a button sewing function that goes back and forth through a button. That's what I use, and it's really easy. But you can also use a needle and thread and a whip stitch. So you'll use coordinating thread. I really like using embroidery floss for this. I prefer that to using like regular sewing machine thread, but you can use sewing machine thread too. You're just going to have to go back and forth over it more different times. With embroidery floss, it's really fast and easy. You're going to go up through the back, and then you're going to wrap around the edge and come back up again. That's a whip stitch. You're going to do it a bunch of times. So I've knotted and snipped my thread. I have this new stopper sewn on. It's hard to see it because the thread is coordinating in color, which is exactly what I wanted. And now I can test it by pulling the slide up, and I can see that it stops there. So now I'm ready to do that on the other side. I hope this tutorial helped you, and I can't wait to see your finished project. If you sew a storm zip up, make sure you share it in our Facebook group or tag us on Instagram at Boo and Lou Patterns.